Internet, Eric here. Back again, 13 days of Halloween, Shocktober, and I've got a brand new movie to discuss. It's not Halloween Kills, but it is a movie that literally just came out last week. It came out on the 22nd of October, 2021. So when I'm going to say this right now, if you haven't seen it, you can see in the title below what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, I'm probably going to spoil some stuff, so watch at your own risk. Plot spoilers, specific scenes, the whole spiel I go through every time I do one of these videos. But just got done watching it. Like I said, literally came out last week. I am going to discuss 13 Fanboy. So like I said, new to my channel, welcome, plot spoilers, all that crap. The basic plot of this is, it starts out and we're on Deborah Voorhees' farm. And by Deborah Voorhees, I mean the actress playing herself. She was in Friday the 13th Part 5. She's the one that got totally naked and was killed with the garden shears to the eye sockets. She's on her farm with her granddaughter. She is murdered. Years later, granddaughter is now an aspiring actress, and the person who killed her grandmother, Deborah Voorhees, is now slowly stalking and either assaulting or killing members of the Friday the 13th franchise. That's it. And while they're doing that, they're also, for some reason, stalking Dee Wallace. Okay. I was very interested when I heard this was coming out. It is directed by Deborah Voorhees, the garden shears, her. And I've seen a bunch of interviews from her. She seems like a really cool, down-to-earth woman. And once I heard the plot, I thought it would be cool. Heard the cast, thought it would be cool. And I sat and watched it. I didn't hate it. Okay? I didn't hate it. Let's get this out of the way with the acting. It's what you expect. Okay? A lot of these people were hired not because they're great actors or actresses. They're hired because they were in the Friday the 13th movies. Now, we have a lot of them. Lar Park Lincoln, she was Tina in Part 7. She gets kidnapped, and she has a really cool scene where she's, trying to get word out through her phone that she's stuck in a basement and she's being stalked and assaulted. She's in it. She's fine. Deborah Voorhees, for what she's in it, she's okay. You have, I think it's either Judy or Julie Aronson, a chick who was killed in the raft in Part 4. She's fine. That woman has not aged. I think she actually looks better now than she did in Part 4. Holy shit. But then you have the usual Kane Hodder's there, C.J. Graham's there, two Jasons. You have Jennifer Banco, who was Little Tina in Part 7. Tiffany Helm is mentioned. Violet from Part 5. Junior from Part 5 actually does really good. He is, because this is all fictionalized versions of himself, he is, I don't know if he's Dee Wallace's husband or boyfriend at the time, but they're in a relationship. He's actually decent. He's pretty good for what this type of film is, and I'll get into that. So he's fine. Tracy Savage, she was the pregnant girl in Part 3, killed through the hammock. Let's see here. Ethel from Part 5, she's in it for like 2 seconds. And the biggest name that we have here is actually Corey Feldman. And you know what? He's the only one that doesn't play himself. And as much as I've shit on Corey Feldman, talking about him personally on this channel and so much, he is actually a lot of fun in this movie. He plays a very creepy movie producer, director. I like him a lot. He's very paranoid, very weird, very, touchy-feely with his actors and actresses. I like him in this film. So he's the biggest name other than, say, Dee Wallace. And like I've said before with Dee Wallace, especially when I just talked about the Howling, when she's good, she's good. When she's not, she's not. And in this, I don't think she's that great. I think she did this movie for a favor, to play herself, to be in something associated maybe with Friday the 13th and so on. She's just there, I mean, there's a couple other people just thrown in just to be thrown in. The director of Never Hike Alone is in this. There's a bunch of YouTubers in it. just to be in it. Drum Dums and a couple other people are just thrown in there because, hey, let's get some YouTubers in it. Whatever. So if you're going to see it for its acting, you're going to be disappointed. But like I said, the guy who plays Junior and Corey Feldman, really like them. So got to give them that. But when the acting is bad, it's really bad. I love Kane Hodder as a stuntman and as a killer in all these movies, but when he has his dramatic scene, we don't know if he dies or not, but he gets stabbed, and then the ambulance is coming, and Jennifer Banco is holding him, and he's like, "Tell my wife and kids I love them." That type of speech, he really sucks. I'm sorry. There's a reason, dude, why you play the masked killer or you're a stunt coordinator. Anyways, so, but then again, you're not getting into this movie. You're not watching this movie for the acting. You're watching it, hopefully, as a Friday the 13th fanboy. Because I'm not going to lie, it was neat seeing all these different people from the Friday the 13th franchise and Dee Wallace together, all at once. And what I did like what Deborah Voorhees did is, since there's so many people here, if someone who wasn't, fresh, I guess you would say, on the Friday the 13th franchise, they had the actor or actress's name, like on screen, like when they showed up on screen, introducing them, and then under the bottom it says what movie they were in. So that was actually quite cool. That was neat. The gore, not bad. We get some stabbings. We get a power drill to the head. We get some, some gunshot wounds. Stuff like that. For whatever budget it had, it worked for the most part. I mean, there are some times when someone's getting stabbed and then you see the weapon and there's no blood on it, even though the body's covered with blood. Whatever. The way Deborah Voorhees handles the camera, very decent. There's some really great, exterior shots over, I don't know if they're, if you're in a helicopter or whatever she's in, all these shots over the trees in this forest, it really looks beautiful. The nature, like I said, the exterior shots in this film are really good. I really like that. There's a few fight scenes. Leave a lot to be desired. I wish Kane Hodder, again, stunt coordinator, I wish he had more of a fight with the killer, but he didn't. CJ Graham has a decent fight with the killer, and I really like that. Again, and CJ, also a stuntman, were able to take the hits from this killer, and I think it worked, although what happened afterwards is just kind of blah. The killer himself, I like the look. Hoodie, creepy skull pumpkin type mask. He looked like maybe like a reject from the band Mushroom Head, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked his look. He had some menace to him, and he's one of those guys, if you saw him in the dark, you wouldn't want to fuck with him. So I like that. The reasoning for the killing, I'll reveal what was revealed in the trailer. He said, he was abused, locked in the basement as a kid, and the only thing he had to comfort him were this box of VHS tapes, and they were part of the Halloween and Friday the 13th series, and I wrote to all you people and he never wrote back. Bullshit. Stupid. Then we find out who the killer is, why they're doing it. Even worse. Hated it. Dumb. Stupid. But you're seeing this film to see all the people from the Friday the 13th series together to collaborate in this really neat concept of a obsessed fan stalking and killing all these people from the franchise and Dee Wallace. So I liked the idea. The execution was very hit and miss. The acting is really subpar. The reasoning for all this to happen is really dumb. And then the movie just ends. The killer is taken care of. Credits. That's it. So it's also kind of a disappointing ending because it just ends. And then it's weird because they're long credits. Now, because of whatever this Indiegogo thing is, or however they crowdfunded the movie, they had to get all these people's credits in. Rightfully so. So they had the whatever song was playing during the ending credits, but then you had like maybe 2 or 3 minutes of just credits and absolute silence. Weird. But there is kind of a fun little blooper after the credits I thought was funny. Overall, 13 Fanboy. Do I recommend it? If you're a fan of Friday the 13th, watch it once. You might enjoy, like I said, the nostalgia of seeing all these people together, staring at how fucking hot the chick from Part 4 still is. Decent gore. Like I said, neat concept. But overall, the execution is just... So, I watched this for free on my buddy's Vudu account. They paid for it. I watched it for free. Kind of got my money's worth. If I would have rented this for like $10, I would have felt ripped off. If I would have rented this for like maybe $4, I would have been like, I've spent money on worse. So, if you're a fan of the franchise, watch it once. Decide for yourself. I didn't think it was that great. Concept-wise was great. The rest, And I'm sorry because, Deborah Voorhees, she seemed like a really nice person. So, you know what? Sorry if you see this. I just wasn't really a fan overall. But I didn't hate it. Didn't suck overall. It's just disappointing. So with that, like and subscribe. I'm done. Don't want this to be a total downer. There was some good in it, but not much. Comment below. Tell me what you thought. Tell me if you disagree with me, agree with me. Tell me if you agree with me that Corey Feldman was actually really fun at being really creepy. Maybe it was the little method acting, pulling some from his real life. Anyways, like and subscribe. It's late. 13 days of Halloween is kicking my butt. But I'll be back tomorrow. Later. Cheers. Whatever. I'm done.